Good morning to you. It's Daybreak at iFiber One News Radio. It's Wednesday, and at this time, we check in on the adventures of Dale and Jerry. Good morning, gang.
Hi, Jeff. It says on my phone here at Adventures of Dale and Jerry at 7:45.
That's probably the only thing now in your calendar these days. Is that?
Oh, no.
Pretty close.
We had dog appointments and social engagements.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my, yeah.
Well, what have you guys been up to?
Regular butterflies. What?
What have you been up to then?
Oh. What have we been up
First
to,
things
honey?
first, is there school buses out there and kids running about?
Haven't seen any school buses.
I saw one school bus this morning coming towards us. Even though I was just a few cars behind him, we both drove in because we've got different directions to go today. But I saw only one school bus did I see.
Well,
So-
hopefully class fills out a little bit more than that as the day progresses.
So we had bellyfuls of barbecues during the Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
We went to no less than two, one on Saturday, one on Sunday, and then Jerry whipped up a nice little fare for Monday. So I ate well last weekend.
You're queued up.
Oh, man. Nothing wrong with that.
So what are we eating these days? Is it just boneless baby back ribs?
Oh, she did. We did
some
We
St.
did
Louis
some,
ribs. I
yeah,
don't
we did
remember.
some baby back ribs. The one party was mainly around seafood and oysters. That was our neighbors down the way.
Yeah. Oh, man.
And I'm always, first of all, I'm not a big oyster eater, and I'm cautious of it.
You'll
and-
take them.
Yeah, but with the reports about the condition of the waters and the bacteria and yada yada, you want to be sure that you cook them. So nobody was eating raw oysters. Anyway, everything was centered around seafood, and I think I did a crab dip for that one. And then on Sunday we went to Tom and Sandy Paul's get together, which was at Island Lake, and that was very, very relaxing.
You might know him as Arch Mechanical.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. Anyway, so the dogs got to go to that one as well.
Yeah,
and had
that
great
was
time,
a
so-
blast. That was a lot of
That's
fun.
why they had to go get their teeth cleaned. 'Cause they're picking out barbecue.
And this is most incredible: the smoke and the red sun and the.
So do you see the moon? Are you guys up for
Yeah,
the moon?
yeah,
nowadays?
yeah.
It
Moon and the sun look the same
is
now.
exactly the same.
Yeah. Just noticed the sun coming in again, and it's just red poking through the gray, and it's just.
I took a picture of it, and it is so bizarre to see it. It looks like the picture has a big mess in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wait,
It does.
That's the sun?
It's it's kind of eerie.
How
you
is
know?
it out there on the canal?
Same. I mean, we're covered. We're smoky. It's breathable. Yeah.
Yeah.
But my truck's been parked under the carport, but the tail end of it is ashed. I can, I can.
Don't wipe it off.
Yeah.
Wash
No,
it.
right. Yeah.
And then on the tables on the patio and that, they have specs. It's not horrible. I mean, we're not talking about a Mount St. Helens type
Yeah, nobody's
ash,
going to be able to make a creature out of all this.
No, or bottle it and sell it. I don't think.
Yeah.
But anyway, so there is a little bit of that, and it's just more disturbing to look at.
Oh yeah.
Than it. And I guess if you're going to go out and do some heavy aerobic exercise, or you're going to inhale a lot, you should not do that. Hold off on doing that for a few days.
Yeah,
So
they canceled the C-team football game last night
That's
because
what
of
I
air
heard,
quality,
yeah.
and then the Oregon Ducks, they went to practice out on the coast because of those.
So it's something to be concerned about, and hopefully now there is some forecasted, as Patrice alluded to, there's some winds coming from the coast in the south that'll maybe blow some of this out of here for us. So
Fingers crossed.
keep our fingers crossed. Those poor folks over in eastern Washington, and
they said the wind, and plus there's supposed to be a lot more moisture in the air, which will help curtail that. But one of the board members for iFiber One has a house in Ronald, which is right by that Jolly Roger fire, and they're packed up. At any time they're told to evacuate, they'll be getting out of there. And his son is with him. His son has a house nearby, about a mile closer to the fire, and he was packed up and staying at their place. And he says the irony in this one is that his son is the one that trains the firefighters. So it's
Close to home.
There's close to home, and lots of irony in the stories. But
All up and down the
you
coast.
can't help but feel for the people. First of all, in the hurricane and the water, and then now in all the fires, because they're all over the place. It's just like with all the news, it seems like there wouldn't be enough wood left to burn.
Dale, you see the new alternate Seahawks logo that is
I
out?
have not. I heard you talk about it, though. It sounds kind of cool. Is it menacing, mean looking, coming right at you, or just?
I mean, it looks better than if you were to look actual photo of a bald eagle straight on. Those guys look a little cross-eyed. This one, it is. You've seen those guys with the Seahawks hats, the foam
Yes.
hats.
Yeah.
It's just like if you're looking on a straight on that. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are not very happy.
So maybe
well.
we'll have somebody come up with a much
The old
nicer-
Slakey football pool begins this week.
It does. I better start thinking about that as we once again start our Pick'em progress.
I have no excuses to not be in first place at the end of this season now.
No, you have a
As
plenty of
much time as I want to research every team, every innuendo, every injury, every replay, I won't do any of that.
No, just go with your gut. Go with your
No.
gut and get 12th place
Well,
again.
that's
Yeah,
not what-
but I'm excited. I made my picks just last night.
Oh, you already done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sin's party is coming up this Saturday.
You going to that?
Yeah, we're going to go there.
We've RSVP'd.
Okay.
Yep.
So, yeah, that she has contributed so much
Oh my gosh.
to the community, and then to her homeland of Vietnam. It's just it's unbelievable, and this is kind of a reward for her, and she's so deserving.
Steph and I are going to come by. We're going to count salmon at the Union River.
Oh,
chunk.
are you?
We're gonna
Oh.
find Seth Elson from Salmon
Yeah,
Center
yeah.
has been dogging me for years to volunteer some time up there at the
You guys are
Union
going to do a
River.
shift up there?
The overnight. We're going to do. We're going in full bore. 10
I want you
Wow.
to make sure you stay counting now.
All right, well,
Yeah.
one of us will be counting.
And don't lose your
sheep,
place.
sheep or salmon? I don't know.
Yeah,
We're
that's
counting
right.
something.
That's right.
But yeah, Steph and I are going to go do that. We were going to take Kaiser, but then thought maybe not for this
Might
first
be-
time.
yeah.
Get us
And not for overnight.
10p to 8.
Yeah.
They take kids. You can take kids, but I don't
Yeah.
know if we're all
Yeah.
going to be ready
Yeah.
for this. So we'll come by. We'll see you at the thing, and then
Oh, okay.
head out to the chum traps.
Oh, man. Yeah. That'll be kind of an
Everybody will be so
experience.
dapper, and then I'll probably be in my coveralls. I'll show
Yeah.
you my
Yeah, that's perfect.
And waiters.
I'm ready to do some work. So, anything else you guys got going on?
Well, I missed the Habitat planning session and for their event on the 23rd of this month
Yep.
in Belfair. We were taking the dogs to have their teeth done, so we missed that one. And I also missed yesterday's commission meeting where the auditor presented the budget to the commissioners. And I haven't looked to see what Jeff has covered on that, but
He did a pretty good job covering that story for sure. There's some good information out there. I think most all of the entities in the budget provided something. Most.
Good.
provided something
Most-
for his
most of-
story.
No, most of the departments
Uh-huh.
all provided the information needed, so they
Oh.
were able to get a somewhat accurate picture.
Everybody
Oh,
chipped in a budget.
Okay.
Most everybody.
Well, and
Not
this is
100%.
this is a preliminary
Yeah.
budget. So what happens is they have to budget themselves or say how they're going to spend the money within the dollars that have been allotted. And I know that some of the budgets were not quite what was wanted. So it'll be interesting to see how the sheriff did. Because that's always the bone of contention. But
We brought separate cars today because she's going to go trail around,
See what they can do.
see what's going on today.
yeah,
All right.
yeah. Well, I want to get a copy of the budget too to take a look at
I'm going
it.
to go nursemaid the dogs back
Yeah,
to health.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
They need some assistance a day after. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who rescued who? All right. Dale and Jerry, thank you so much.
Thanks, Jeff.